I know you wondered where I've been. Had to take time to find the love within. But I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Got me in the daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. What up, people? Mike Steph here, and welcome to a very impromptu Sprinkle of Salt edition in my refurbished, not refurbished, but in my new car studio. This is not going to be an every week thing, and tell you the truth be told, y'all came about this close to not seeing this beautiful mug, this simply ravishing body, this simply dashing individual that's on your screen right now. But I got some time to kill, and I said, why not? And actually, this is probably the best way I could record without talking myself out of recording because I just don't feel like setting up the laptop. I don't feel like setting up the microphone, the webcam, getting my space together. Just don't feel like doing that. I had yesterday to do that. And every time I thought about popping open that laptop, I said, I had so many things on my mind. I start coming up with excuses. I start coming up with outlines. I start coming up with plans. I start coming up with all different types of thoughts of what I was going to give you, the masses. And then I decided at the last minute, I ain't giving the masses a damn thing. I love y'all. And that's why I had to come back. That's why I had to say, you know what? Let's kill two birds with one stone. I got free time, but yet I don't have time per se to dedicate in front of a laptop in my humble abode. So I would make the best of both worlds, and I will talk to you while I'm in the midst of taking care of some business. I am waiting for a tow truck to come because I was a good Samaritan. I was a good individual. I was a good member of the community, and I am donating my extra car to charity. Could I have gotten some money? Maybe. Could I have given it to somebody? Yeah, but that would be giving somebody a headache. Could I have just junked it? Yeah, but listen, it's a little bit too good for junk. So I said, you know what? I am going to actually do a good deed, and I am going to donate my second car to charity. Whatever I get from it, I get from it, but I have become a very big believer of paying it forward. And that's what I'm trying to do. Um, the organization that I'm giving it to remain nameless, but it's not 1-800 cars for kids. AISS cars for kids. 1-800 call for kids. Donate your car today. Don't. No, it's not car for kids. No. There's various reasons why it's not car for kids. But reason number one, and the most important one, is my wife said, you better not donate your car to Cards for Kids. And, my wife is actually the head of my heart. Y'all about to say that. Y'all thought I was going to say the head of the family. No, listen, the man, uh, the original spousal chief, the OSC, is the head of his household. So, but I do uh, figure if my wife tells me not to donate cars for kids, guess what? Then the spousal chief will not donate the cars for kids. So yeah, I'm in the midst of waiting for them to come pick it up. So I don't want to go back upstairs because if I go in the house, I ain't going to go to sleep. I'm working about 4.5 hours of sleep. I had to do some parental duties today. I had to go to Main Event K School to talk about her college plans, and which is crazy that my baby girl is getting herself ready for college. My baby girl's so ahead of the game that by January she actually have all her high school requirements done. So I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. As the UPS truck comes behind me, I mean comes on the side of me, and see, this is the part that I miss from recording in the car studio, because I have impromptu things. I have things that's going on around me in the environment that I can riff off of. And that's one of the things that I actually miss. Another thing I actually miss is actually having a stream of consciousness recording in which I have nothing prepared. It's strictly off the top of my head. By the way, I know I've been saying this for the last couple of months, and I will continue to say it, because one of these weeks, one of these days is going to come true. And tell you the truth, this recording was actually supposed to be one of those recordings that I said, you know what? No, I'll be more present tense. I have not given up on my WrestleMania memory series. I know I ended off at WrestleMania 20. WrestleMania 21 is pending. Um, y'all should be able to get it by the end of this week. For all my wrestling heads out there, I really appreciate y'all, because between y'all and my New York Knickerbockers fans, followers, so forth, y'all have helped me really build this channel from its meager beginnings to at least non-meager beginnings, if that makes sense. So I haven't forgotten about y'all. My next full-fledged episode, I will be talking about the New York Knickerbockers and their struggles, the Jekyll and Hyde beginning of the first 6 games. So don't you fret, New York Knicks talk is on the way. And don't you fret, WrestleMania Memory Series is coming. But no, this UPS truck just kind of got way too close, and I'm glad that it did not damage my car studio, because I would be upset. Also, this week, tomorrow to be exact, is election day in New York. I know I just got totally off what kilter, but in New York, we would be electing the new mayor of New York City. I talked about Mamdani last week. Talked about CUOMO last week. I've talked about Sleever last week, and it made no sense for me to actually have a political episode right before the election. Makes no sense. Really makes no sense. But am I going to have time to do so this week while it's still pertinent, while it's still fresh in people's minds? Maybe. Am I doing a live edition, Mr. TMB? No, I am not. But then again, depends. Depends. Only one way to find out, and that's to press the like, subscribe button, share, comment, and all that other good stuff. And if I decide to go live, you will be the first ones to hear it. I guess somebody thinks I'm really getting out of this parking spot, but guess what? I am not. You know why? Because I was driving around for at least 2 to 3, about 10 to 15 minutes looking for a park, because the alternate side has stopped. He better watch that car, because if he touches my car studio, it's going to be a problem. And 2 times I was trying to get this particular spot. First time I went and got the spot. I went to get the spot, and there was so much traffic behind me, and people were double parked on the other side. I didn't want to stop and potentially cause an accident and inconvenience others while I'm trying to get a parking spot. So I decided to come back around. When I came back around to get said spot, all of a sudden this woman just magically appeared, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I pointed like, I need that spot. I'm parking here. She said, I'm holding the spot. Now, I could have been a disrespectful mother effer and either A, ran her over for said spot, because all I had to do was just go straight in. Man against machine. In this case, machine would have won. Or I could have been the gentleman that I am and said, you know what? Got that. Even though it's kind of asinine that people are trying to save spots with their own body, that people feel like they have their names on the spots. I don't care if you have a brownstone. I don't care if you have a private house. If you don't have a driveway with your brownstone, with your private house, then guess what? The streets are ours. The streets are public, meaning that spot is as good as mine as it is yours. But I said, you know what? Fine. It's still early enough. I can get another spot. Then I went to get another one, and there happened to be a tractor trailer behind me. And I had an inkling that he was not going to be able to stop on the drop of a dime as close as he was behind me. So I came back around, and I actually ended up getting the spot that I'm in right now. So while I was doing this, um, two things happened. One, when I double parked to take my belongings out my car to go upstairs, I came back to the street team. Street team is out. And you know who this is, right? Andrew Cuomo. And what does it say? Why experience matters now. Our city is at a crossroads with rising costs, yes, record vacancies, yes, and growing frustration, yes. We need a mayor who knows how to manage the nation's largest city and get what? We need a we need a mayor who knows how to manage the nation's largest city and get what? Why experience matters now. Um, is there a verb missing right here? Get what? Get results? Get funding? Get resources? Or just get? In his case, get a handful of ass, get a handful of breast, get a handful of handouts under the table. What goes after the word get? I don't know. Now, on this side, it says experience over experiments, which to a certain degree, I agree with. Andrew Cuomo, we rebuilt the state of New York. Rebuilding the city should be a piece of cake. See, I don't like this type of wording. So, in other words, you're just saying that it's going to be an easy thing for you to do. We have a lot of problems. We have 12 years of neglect to the city, 8 years by the bozo, aka Mr. Wilhelm, and 4 years of, club hopping Eric Adams. With rising costs, instability, and inexperience in leadership, New York can't afford another experiment. Vote Andrew Cuomo. Proven leadership, real results. This is one thing that was put on my windshield. Now we go to another one, a little smaller placard. Matter of fact, I got two of them. Oh no, actually, I got three. What killed me, and maybe I shouldn't cast aspersions, but what killed me was the people that was giving these out. It's like Cuomo went and got the street team from Crown Heights. One had a diplomat sweater on, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. How you have a diplomat sweater on? That shows me, like, how. How old are you? I mean, did he go around? Did he go uptown? Like, look, listen, I need y'all to. I need a team to come down to Crown Heights. I mean, but regardless, anyway, I'm going off track. So this reads: We deserve a New York City that's affordable and safe. As mayor, I'll work every day to make New York City a place where everyone can afford to live, work, and thrive. Andrew Cuomo. Safe streets and subways, high quality public education, great jobs, higher wages. Vote Tuesday, November 4th. Mail-in voting, September 19th, which is past, to November 4th, which is tomorrow. Now, it goes here. Cuomo's plan for a new NYC. Safe streets and subways, hire 5,000 cops, 1,500 on the subways, and pay raises for cops. Education that delivers. Protect SHSAT, specialized high school. What is that? Advanced test or whatever. Expand gifted and talented programs and double the number of specialized high schools. Okay. Great jobs, high wages in industries of the future, plus a $20 or more minimum wage. He is running on the Fight and Deliver slate, paid for by CUOMO for NYC.Inc. As y'all know from last week, I voted already. Some people, some individuals that I encounter, some that I dare call friends, assume, well, they think they know who I voted for. I just ruled out that I did not vote for Sliwa. Did I vote for Mamdani, who's gone on a media blitz over the last week? Did I vote for Andrew Cuomo, who, might be the more appealing of the two? I don't know. I mean, I know. Y'all won't know. Let's put it this way. I'll say this. Y'all, you know what? Even though this is really against my belief system when it comes to voting, I would tell you this. Post-election day, when we find out who actually is going to be the new mayor of New York City, and it's probably going to be Mamdani. I would be surprised if Mamdani does not win. But at the same time, a lot of people are probably going to be voting for Cuomo, who you believe vote for Mamdani. And a lot of people who you believe voted for Mamdani might not show up altogether. There's only but so much that you can promise that's free. Nothing's free. Everything has to come back. People give you that sample of that rock. Guess what? They give me a sample of that rock for the comeback. I know. I know. You're probably like, where did that come from? Listen, it came from where it came from. It's all about the comeback. So, but yeah, that'll be my promise to y'all. I will actually divulge who I voted for post-election. So maybe I will come back later on this week with another sprinkle of salt. Have y'all noticed that ever since I did episode 100, I'm just like dragging these shits out? I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway. Okay. So what's going to be on deck on this sprinkle of salt besides me riffing for almost 20 minutes? Well, WWE presented Saturday night's main events this past Saturday on the Peacock app, not on NBC, not on WNBC News, which was Channel 4 in New York, on the Peacock app. We had 4 title matches, and 2 title changes. I did not watch the whole event because Dave gave so little thought to promoting said event. Yeah, I know they was on Raw, SmackDown, talk about Saturday Night main event with everything, but Saturday Night main event, since it returned almost a year ago next month, came on Saturday nights, came on NBC at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10. They did not
or at least they did not pound into the ground that, oh yeah, we're starting at 7. So when I tuned in at 8:15, I tuned in right at the end of the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship between Penta, Rusev, and Dirty Dom Mysterio, who retained. And I actually spoiled myself. Not like the product nowadays warrants a rewatch when you know who won, because it doesn't. So they let you know what you missed. Cody Rhodes retained against Drew McIntyre, which I figured it was going to happen. But my thing is, if you know you have no plans on taking the belt or allowing Cody to lose the belt, you're really depreciating an asset that you have in Drew McIntyre. It's almost like he resigned when I'm quite sure they had to give him some type of assurance that he was going to be utilized properly. And as of the last year and change, has he been utilized properly? So you pretty much have Drew McIntyre being a jobber to the stars. Yes, because of his skill and his ability, both on the mic and in the ring, he's able to retain. He's pretty much bulletproof. But as people of a certain ilk know, you can only be bulletproof for so long. You can have a vest, but if that vest is already riddled, eventually something is going to pierce that Kevlar. Just saying. So Cody Rhodes beat Drew McIntyre in almost a duplicate fashion that he beat Kevin Owens last year on Saturday Night Main Event, minus Jesse the Body Ventura actually poking holes in the creative, and not even poking holes in the creative, but talking in a manner of which and how he talked about Hulk Hogan back in the day, when Hulk Hogan would literally cheat and have an ill-gotten victory, through nefarious means, and Jesse the Body's like, this is your hero. This is what all the Hulkamaniacs are supposed to be looking at. I don't see it. Hulk Hogan, he's a cheat, he's a scam, and y'all look down at me. But Jesse the Body Ventura does one thing, and that's tell it like it is. And to tell you the truth, looking back 40 years later, he was right about everything. At least wrestling wise. Politically, who knows? So that was one match I missed. The other match I missed was Jade Cargill whooping Tiffany Stratton's behind in 5 minutes. I missed it live. Did I go back and rewatch Saturday Night Main Event? No, I did not. I was corresponding with one half of Gimmick Infringement during the part that I did see, and I said, you know what? Even though it's on right now, because I was talking to Tyler right at the very beginning of the CM Punk, Jey Uso match. I was like, you know what? I already know, based on the time and based on the hard out, that I'm not going to miss anything for the first 10 to 15 minutes of this match. And being the fact that, Triple H himself has said that WWE, the product, is all about moments. Yes, that's right. Moments. It's not about the athleticism. It's not about storylines. It's not about the investment. It's not about any of that. It's about moments. That's what they're in business for. It's to provide big moments. So, being the fact that you want to just provide big moments and then blow it out a lot of the content, PLEs, like I said before, I don't order PLEs at all. Why? Why should I? No need to. Especially when you're putting clips, moments on YouTube 10 to 15 minutes after it happened live for the people that's paying. For the people that's paying for exorbitant amount of money for seats for uploaded product. 3.5, 4 hours for 5 matches. Not saying that I wouldn't enjoy it. It's just like, well, if you're already telling me that you don't give a rat's ass, you already told me what the deal is. Why should I invest all that time? I could just get the Cliff Note version. Go on YouTube. Watch it. Watch somebody's recap. Voila. Save myself 3.5 hours and I know everything. And then when I tune in on Monday night, if I decide to tune in on Monday night, if I'm not recording an episode of 4AZ during Raw, then I know, okay, I'm not missing anything. So I say all that to say I tuned into YouTube. I saw 4 of the 5 minutes of the Tiffany Stratton massacre by Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill is now your new WWE Women's Champion. When I say, and I mean this wholeheartedly, Jade Cargill whooped Tiffany Stratton's ass. Like Tiffany called her daughter a nigga. Fallaway slams, multiple power bombs, multiple big boots. She whooped her behind. It was a dominating victory. Of course, they had to write in that, Tiffany had a knee injury storyline. Where does this leave Tiffany? I don't know. Do I need to see a rematch? No, I don't. But where does that leave Jade Cargill right now? Is she going to be, in her words, that bitch? I think they have money on that because 2 things. One, she's not and this is the character. How she portrays the character. This is not any indictment on Jade Cargill personally, in real life, IRL. The character is not a face character. She does not have a sympathetic bone in her character's body. Literally, look at her. She's made of granite. She's made of stone. She's a phenomenal specimen. You do not sympathize with somebody who looks like that. There's no way in hell. If she's a baby face, she cannot be a baby face in peril because why would she be baby face in peril when her opponent pales in comparison to her? Even somebody as well built as Tiffany Stratton, they still looking like, yo, you can't mollywop her? So after, on her last attempt, she's finally mollywopped that ass and took what was rightfully hers. She whooped on Naomi how long? How many times? Did Naomi really get any comeback? Even though she was portrayed as the heel? And even so, Naomi was the one that actually garnered the sympathy, not Jade Cargill. Naomi was right in that whole storyline. I've been here for years. Me and Bianca been cool for years. We brought you into the fold. Then you pushed me to the side. So I had to get my comeback. Because, matter of fact, then I held it down. And then you came back and tried to, you snaked yourself in the way. Like, you know how much sacrifice we had to do to bring you into the fold? I'm tired of being the third wing. I'm tired of being number 3 out of the big 3. My time is now. Naomi had the sympathy. Jade Cargill, and this was another storyline hole. You knew for how many months that Naomi took you out? Did you give Bianca a heads up like, yo, homie stabbed me in the back. Watch out. Yo, I'm letting you know. When I come back, I'm coming out for blood for homie. No, she did not. And I'm talking strictly storyline because there's a lot of scuttlebutt behind the scenes of why everything that ended up the way it was, but I'm not getting into that right now because I'm just not. So for homegirl to do her thing, I give it to her. I give it to her. What's the storyline going to be coming out? If and whenever Bianca returns, that is the match. They allowed, well, Tiffany had the title for 300 days or a little over 300 days. Is there anybody else on that roster in SmackDown that you can say, all right, can go against Jade and take that title based on what you see on TV? No, there isn't. Not at all. Are they going to bring somebody up? No, they're not going to bring somebody up and automatically have them beat Jade. They've been trying to get Jade over for the last year and a half. If this is getting her some type of momentum, they're going to ride this momentum. So, to me, all roads lead to once Bianca gets healthy. There you go. At this point in time, if Bianca is healthy or if she's getting help, if she's going to be cleared very soon, makes no sense to bring her back right now because you're not going to blow your load for the Royal Rumble for Jade versus Bianca. No, 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 no. That's WrestleMania worthy. That's what it was all setting up to be, supposedly, right? So, if anything, you have Bianca return the Royal Rumble, make a triumphant return. She starts at number one once again, and she goes through everybody because she's on a mission. She wants her title back that she hasn't had in 2 years. She took us up. She took a back seat to help homegirl out, and homegirl didn't reciprocate. So therefore, I'm coming to take you out. Get my title back, reclaim my spot, and it's a wrap. It's a Ritzy for you. By that time, but from now until at least the Royal Rumble, if that's in the plans, you have Jade run through everybody. Does she need an entourage? No, she does not. Does she need a manager? No, she does not. Does she need an ally? No, she does not. You literally have her be the Brock Lesnar of that division for now, until you have a conquering hero and Bianca Belair come back and liberate the division from the evil, insane, crazed, powerful, dominating that bitch, Jade Cargill. That's what you do. Now, before I talk about CM Punk winning the championship from Jey Uso in a very mid match on both parts, I think. Matter of fact, let's talk about it now. CM Punk won his second world championship since SummerSlam. Um, I'm shocked that there was no angle coming out of it. I was shocked that there was no interference. I was shocked that there was no heel turn. I was shocked that it was pretty much cut and dry that CM Punk was going to win. Is that the safest route? Yeah. Is that the most entertaining route? Hell no. Why would it be? Where does this leave CM Punk right now? I guess he's going to be feuding with Division, right? I guess this is going to set up Heyman sending his boys after CM Punk for the title. And that's why they chose to lay back. And that's why they laid the groundwork for Paul Heyman to tell Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed that there's a plan. You do not strike. You do not show all your cards at once. We have to be deliberate because once we achieve our goal is to remain on top, not get to the top. And of course, you got Braun Breaker. Okay, I guess I got a little, which I think they might be feeding into that because if Braun is going to be champion, he has to be a force of nature. Um, they really don't want him to be a heel or a face. They want him to be fluid. I would debate on how much fluidity has helped the product over the last year and a half, but there's a reason that I don't understand, a reason I don't agree with, but reason nevertheless. Jay, and I don't want to cast no aspersions, but from what I saw, the parts of the match that I saw, Jay was out of it. People say, well, maybe he was blown up from the entrance. They're just saying that because they saw Unreal, and he admitted that. I will say this: WrestleMania, when he beat Gunther, he was very understated. Meaning, he did the entrance, but he was so calm. And I think because he was very cognizant of, okay, this is my spot, and I gotta make sure I have enough energy because he's coming from through a stadium, not even an arena, a stadium down with that energetic entrance. Oh, he's done. He's real subdued. This one, it wasn't even like real subdued. It was almost like, you know how they always say, the person got the jobber face, the person got the, oh shoot, I'm losing, or yeah, or especially the champion comes and they know they're about to lose their title, so they don't have that same energy. I won't say he had that face on, but that was how his demeanor was. Either that or he had smoked a split beforehand because he missed a couple moves, and Punk had to give him a little kick or had to put some water on his face, like, "Yo, wake up!" Like, this is my all right. This is our moment, but this is our moment designed for me, and you're effing it up. Bad enough they had to make um ice cream out of manure, but we're trying to make the best of the situation, and you're messing it up. The messed up neck breaker, something else happened, and the only possible outcome was Jay losing because that finally pushes Jay over the edge. That finally pushes Jay to say, you know what? I gotta look out for me. I gotta look out for ye. I gotta be on my 1-2 and screw all y'all. Is Roman coming back anytime soon? I don't know. What's gonna happen for Survivor Series? I don't know. But CM Punk is the champion again with no challenges besides the bronze. And I don't know if they want to pull that trigger yet. Gunther should be back soon, but I don't think Gunther is going to be earmarked for CM Punk because you don't want to take the title off Punk, and you don't want to put another loss on Gunther. But right now, the only time Gunther loses is when he loses the championship. So he lost twice this year, and both for the world championship. That's it. Prior to that, he had only lost once, and that was for the Intercontinental Championship. So, last but not least, this mother effer right here, John Cena. John Cena has 4 appearances left. Next week, Raw in Boston. The week after that, Raw in MSG. 2 weeks after that, War Games in San Diego. And then his final match on Saturday Night Main Event, December 13th, in Washington, D.C. So what do they do? Because they have no storyline. To tell you the truth, listen, ever since WrestleMania, ever since SummerSlam when he lost the championship and no sort of per usual, has he had a feud? He got destroyed by Brock Lesnar, right? WrestlePalooza got destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Prior to that, he beat Logan Paul in Paris for just to have a great match. Then, after he got destroyed by Brock Lesnar, he was off TV, and he said, "You know what? I want to wrestle AJ Styles so we could put on a banger." And then he had that in Perth. So now he has 4 appearances, and 3 of them, well, 2 of them are leading up to some Survivor Series, and then Survivor Series, I guess, is supposed to set up his final match ever. So what do? They do a tournament, not a tournament for a championship, not a tournament or a mini tournament to proclaim the number 1 contender for the aforementioned world championship. No, we're gonna do a battle royal with Otis and Ivar in it. Really, we're gonna do a battle royal to see who can be the number 1 contender, but we're gonna do a 16-man tournament over a month to determine who will be John Cena's last opponent. So John Cena himself is a champion. His presence is a championship. I would lean to say, you know what, I get that train of thought if this whole year was spent not so much him putting over younger talent, but just wrestling younger talent. And guess what? He has not done it. Unless you say he put over Jey Uso by allowing Jey Uso to eliminate him in the Royal Rumble, which legitimately got a big pop out of me because I just knew they were going to go John Cena wins his last Royal Rumble, but they didn't. That was the last unpredictable moment that they've had this whole year. He turned on Cody. He beat Cody. He ran it back with Randy Orton. He ran it back with CM Punk. Okay. He lost to Cody. He wrestled R-Truth or Ron Cena. Right? 2 times. Youngest person he has wrestled has been Logan Paul, and that's only because of social media reach and the fact that that's what WWE is all about. Now, there has been rumors that Dirty Dom is going to be in the running for either the Survivor Series match, and then there's also rumors that, being the fact that Cena has never won the Intercontinental Championship, that maybe that he will be the end of Dirty Dom's reign, which I don't. So once again, we're sacrificing someone. Yeah, I know. Dirty Dom gets the rub, blah blah blah, just for being in the ring with John Cena and everything. Yeah, but you're gonna break his reign that he's getting over and about to turn face. You're gonna break all that just to give John Cena Intercontinental title run, because why not? That's the last one he has never held that. And then in turn, so this tournament would not only be for the right to face John Cena for his last match, but will actually be to be a contender, number one contender for the IC championship. Is there any guarantee that John Cena is not going to retire with the championship? Remember, even though I know that was his heel tour, but remember, his stated purpose was to retire with the world championship. So why would you think if he won the Intercontinental Championship, you don't think he want to do the same thing with the IC belt? Does John Cena really even care that much? No, he does not. At least he proclaims the fact that he doesn't, even though these people are taking forever. Anyway, I just think that's lazy booking, because you couldn't even come up with a rivalry. You couldn't come up with a better plan the last 3 months to lead up to these 4 appearances in a month, to lead up to his last match ever. So, all right, people are saying, well, Gunther. Okay, so Gunther returns to go into a tournament, not to regain his championship, but for the right to retire John Cena. And then the plus is, oh my God, I can be Intercontinental Champion again. Or I could go in the record books as the man who John Cena beat in his last match. Wow. What a premise. What a prize. Makes no sense whatsoever. You know, you know what I feel? You know how I feel about that plan right there? Yeah, it sucks. It sucks donkey nuts. One last thing before I wrap this up. And once again, this is not going to be a popular opinion, but when it comes to WWE, nothing's really popular anymore. Shoot, tell you the truth, the product is not really that popular anymore. It's just more of a money grab as the months go by. Do you think we would be in this position with John Cena literally floating through September, October, November, December, his last 4 months as an active member of the roster? Do you think we would have this situation if Vince was still running things? For all of Vince's flaws, 3 things have become apparent. One, there was a lot of feedback. There was a lot of negativity toward the vignettes they showed last week or the week before last. That ended up being a commercial for WrestleMania 42, returning to Las Vegas. The poster had CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Well, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, and surprise, Triple H, Hall of X. When's the last time, if ever, did you ever see Vince McMahon on a poster promoting WrestleMania? Oh, wait, never, never. Vince McMahon, his family created WWF, WWF. He started the WWF Hall of Fame. he did not even want to be mentioned nor seen at said Hall of Fame. Within 1 year of it being the Triple H era, the Paul Levesque era, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. At said Hall of Fame ceremony, a lot of people had their time. Well, I wouldn't say time cut, but it was pretty much they got 5 to 10 minutes of fame. Paul Levesque had over an hour. Now, technically, he is not officially retired from active competition, but due to his health problems with the pacemaker and all, yeah, he's pretty much done. I remember he left the boots in the ring, whatever, but he never said, I'm officially retired. I'm not saying, and this is not me saying that he's going to come back, but is it possible that he's like, listen, I wasn't able to get this send off myself, and even though I had harbor no animosity towards John Cena, I mean, we're getting the, he's getting the farewell tour, but the farewell tour has been very lucrative, especially with the merchandise. Um, I don't give a rat's ass about his retirement. Listen, he don't even care for so much. Do you think a creation that's not his creation made by his father-in-law? Do you think Vince would have ever allowed this last year to happen the way it happened concerning John Cena and his retirement tour? I think not. If you look deeper, all of the success that has happened under Paul Levesque was based on things that were set up by Vince McMahon. The bloodline story started under Vince McMahon. Bianca Belair was pushed to the moon by Vince McMahon. Cody Rhodes was brought back to the WWE by Vince McMahon. Look at those people in their placements. Yes, Cody Rhodes is the champion. Yeah, he's the quarterback. He's the captain. But there's something just missing. For every time, every ounce of effort they put into Rhea Ripley is a different case, but that's a Triple H person. She just keeps on getting injured. Think about it. Seth Rollins has gotten to this, and he's been his own worst enemy. Got himself injured again. Worst possible time. Again. That's what, this is his second world championship he's had to vacate due to injury. First one, not his problem. That was just wear and tear. This one, stupidity. Vince, for as hulking as he can be, for as controversial as he can be, things would be ran different in a lot of ways, but things would be vastly different if he was in charge, or he was still literally behind creative. You know what actually got Cody Rhodes over to a certain degree? In that time between where he failed at WrestleMania 39 and he prevailed at WrestleMania 40? Brock Lesnar. That feud, that was a Vince McMahon call when he kind of snuck back in and took over the reins for a minute on the low. But yeah, a tournament to face John Cena. That's insane. That's insane. But anyway, that, my friends, has been an edition. That brings us to the end of this edition of A Sprinkle of Salt version of the Salty Thoughts and Mike Steph podcast. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me and this here podcast the one y'all choose to view and the one y'all choose to listen to. Please like, subscribe, press notification button. I guess they got these things called hype points now. Yeah, try to give me some of those, I guess. Listen, whatever. The reason I'm saying subscribe and press the notification button, so if I decide to double back a couple of times this week with the things that I mentioned earlier, either another episode, another edition of WrestleMania Memories, 'cause I think we're up to WrestleMania 21, and or decide to come back post election and discuss what's happened, the fallout, y'all will be the first ones to hear it. Please check out my other endeavor, Hidden Gems Football, hosted by myself and the Mojo King. Episodes drop each and every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on the YouTube channel of the 19 Media Group. Please check out Gimmick Infringement, Winchester McDowell. I don't know what happened today. Like, they were supposed to drop, they promoted, and I don't know, so I hope everything's all good. Please check them out. Late Sunday night, early Monday mornings on the YouTube channel of the 19 Media Group. Please check out the young OG himself, Desmond Powell, and Hip to the Games, H2DG, each and every other Friday on all streaming platforms where the podcast available. And guess what? The 19 Media Group YouTube channel. And last but not least, please check out Heavy in the Paint. They go live in the paint, each and every Wednesday. Heavy in the Paint, hosted by Gerald Brown and co-hosted by Kenny the Kid Anderson, where they will be talking about the latest happenings in sports, whether it's basketball, football, what have you. You can chop it up with them live in the chat each and every Wednesday night, I believe at 8 p.m. Please check out them. Salute to them. Salute to the whole 19. Salute to all my people. Salute to my bro on Tim's. I ran into him this past weekend. Hadn't seen him in probably over a year and change. Hadn't spoken to him in a couple months. That's my brother right there. Love seeing him, and I had to shout him out. And yeah, that's about it. I think I'm gonna get out of here for now, so I can. Because at this point in time, I think I'm going back in the crib, and these mother effort, I know as soon as I leave out of here and I go back in the crib, they are going to call me, talk about, yeah, we're downstairs, Mr. Steffens. Matter of fact, we're around the corner. We see this car. Is this your car? We're at the location you gave us, and where are you? I've been sitting here for the last hour and a half. You said between 12 and 5. Right now it's 2:04 p.m. Did I gain that extra hour? Did I fall back? No, the hell I didn't. But it was for all good cause, because I spent that extra hour talking to my bro, R. Timms. So it was the best of both worlds. Get to catch up, and I didn't lose any time. And even if I'm home, I use that opportunity to stay up an extra hour. I don't use that opportunity. I don't use that day to get an extra hour sleep. I use that opportunity to stay up an extra hour for free. And that's what I did. So I'm gonna get out of here before it's actually an hour, which would be 2 weeks in a row. And oh yeah, love you, sister. Sister Ooh, I love you. Hope you had a great day. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm out of here. Goodbye.